Hello.
What is up, everyone? Glad to have you guys on. Of course, you know who it is. It's your boy, the captain, Yasser Tab. I got my boy, Mamadou Diallo. How you doing, Mamadou?
Yeah, I'm great, bro. How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right, man. You ready to do this, my guy?
Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
All right, let's talk for foreclosures and everything in between foreclosures. So, what do we have for them today, man?
so guys, today, hey everybody, happy what is it today? Thursday.
Thursday, January 4th. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, guys. Happy New Year. We're back here. As you guys know, we go live every single Thursday and we do all things pre-foreclosures. I think today we're gonna focus on the number one question we get, which is Mamadou, where can I get the data? Where can I get the data? Right? Everybody want to know where they can pull the pre-foreclosures list from. They want to know if we have a secret application we use, or a specific type of system that we use that is not available to the public, which you'll be surprised to find out that is actually so easy to get pre-foreclosure data.
But
Hardest part is actually to pick up the damn phone and call them. Right?
But you forgot about them giving blood. They got to give a drop of blood.
I know.
Right? And be part of the fraternity in order to get this data, right?
Right. So yeah, guys. So I'm in the studio today with the whole Boom Squad. Andrew is here, Steve is here, guys. So it's gonna be fun. As you guys know, we all do this. So I'm gonna let you go first, Mr. Yasser. I'll
All right.
quickly. We can let some few people get in here before we get in. Let's do introductions first.
Awesome. Yeah. Actually, let's introduce the Boom Squad.
Yeah.
Let's
Bro, grab
hear
your
from
mic.
them. I want to hear from the Boom Squad. Let's go.
Okay. Yes, sir. Hey, you guys, how y'all doing? My name is Stephen Blow. As you guys know, I've been questioning pretty much agent outreach for the whole time with Mr. Mamadou here, and like I said, we've had a pretty good year so far. Already on the 9th deal, got a 100K banker getting ready to come up potentially. So I mean, everything's been pretty good.
Bro, $110,000 assignment.
Wow.
Yeah.
Boom.
Right.
Yeah, guys, and I think the day before, it was the day before New Year.
Yeah,
We
Friday.
we closed on at 35,000.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Nice.
So then we went and got a big ass steak.
We have a
And
closing coming up the 18th.
You all right?
Yeah, let's go, Andrew. Introduce yourself.
Hey, my name is Andrew, a part of the Boom Squad, Boom for Life, and pre-foreclosure, what it is, Mamadou, right on, so to speak.
now, Andrew, you do door knocking. Is that right?
Door knocking is what we do. We try to keep the door knocking at least 15 per day, 5 days a week. Saturday we mastermind, Sunday it's planning for the next week. So it's real estate 24/7, 44/8.
I love it. Yeah. I heard your role plays, man. Obviously, we did a few role plays together, and man, you're killing it, bro. So it's good to see that you're doing that, man. Good
Appreciate
stuff.
that.
I'm loving what I'm hearing. And Steve, man, Mr. Blow himself, man, you guys are killing it. All right. So cool. I love it. One of the things, obviously, that we talk about a lot, especially with these role play sessions, is hey, where do we get data from? Where do we get data?
Yeah.
I get this question all the freaking time, right? I tell them I usually procure from secret fraternities and stuff, and I joke about it, but the reality is, it really comes down to how much your budget is, right?
Right.
And I think that's how I want to structure this conversation today. So that we could go from the cheapest, which is free 99, and for me, I love free 99.
Free 99.
Free 99, right? All the way up to hundreds of dollars a month,
Right.
on paying for leads. So depending on what you want to do, if you're just getting started out in foreclosures, the biggest mistake, and this is a pitfall a lot of people make, so I'd like to drop this one right now. A lot of mistakes that newbies do is they spend a lot of money that they don't have. I wish they had it, or money that belongs to other people, like credit cards and stuff like that, to get leads, to pay for leads. It's the biggest no-no in real estate. So I wouldn't suggest doing that. What I would suggest is keep your cost low. All right. In business, it's called overhead. So keep your overhead low so you can maximize your profits. All right. Without that, otherwise you're gonna be high. You're gonna have a high overhead, high expenses, high income, and you're not going to have anything to show for it. And I can't tell you how many times, bro. I'm pretty sure you experienced this. Everybody, you talk to the typical guy that's like, "Oh, I closed 50 deals." I'm like, "Great. How much do you have in your account? How much do you actually keep?" Right?
Yeah.
So let's talk about that, man.
Is the bottom line that matters. I actually just got a call from a newbie that is actually 100 grand in credit cards debt and is not closing enough deals. So he spent a lot, like you said, on marketing, so the applications, which is not necessary, to be honest. All this like fancy CRMs and then the fancy website to pull the list, and then on top of that, hiring too fast. That was another mistake, and everybody left because there's no deals obviously getting done. And now he's like, hey, 100 grand, how do I pay this back? I'm not closing any deals, so the motivation goes from here to like, oh my gosh, now what do I do, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely.
Next thing you know, you got the wife yelling at them and stuff, and hey, you're spending money that we don't have.
It's brutal. It's brutal.
It's a brutal world,
brutal.
All that to get a door knocked, you close in your face too, makes it even worse, right? I'm not trying to discourage anybody that's listening to this. There is a science behind this, and there is a technique to keep your expenses low and still be able to do deals and keep the majority of that money that you are getting into your business into your bank account. Keep it there, right? So let's talk about it. All right. Obviously, the cheapest way, remember, when you're looking at cheap, you're looking at a little bit more work. All right. The higher, the more expenses, right? The more convenient it is, but also the more competitive it is. All right. If you're willing to do something that other people are not doing, you're going to have a competitive advantage over other people. Okay. For example, one of the lead sources that you could be getting for essentially pretty cheap, $3.99 up to maybe $5 for a coffee, right? Is county clerk. All right. Obviously, some counties you could do this, some counties you can't. And this is just a disclaimer. It does not work everywhere. It works most of the places, but it doesn't work everywhere.
All right.
Here in New Jersey, I could tell you right now, you could take a walk to the county and get pre-foreclosure data, and I could get probate data while we're at it. 2-for-1 deal, right? 2-for-1 deal. It's a buy one get one free, but you're paying $0.
That's in New Jersey.
That's in New Jersey.
So New Jersey don't suck that much, huh?
No, it doesn't suck that much, bro. We gotta bring you back up here, bro. Also, in New Jersey with 22 counties, you still get 22 different ways that they do stuff too. So not all counties are going to give you the data. So you got to keep that in mind. So it's not just state specific, it's location specific. Yeah. So how does that look like? It's a constant, let me go to the county clerk. Let me use my rapport building skills to have a conversation with someone who's making probably bare minimum wage, right? Who hates their life. Let's be real, right?
100%,
right?
100%. They don't like to do their job.
Yeah, there's a cartoon, there's a movie. What is it? Is it Monsters Inc. or something like that with the lady at the DMV where she's like Mike Wazowski, that old lady in the DMV where she's like, she just hates her job. You ever been to a DMV and you could tell that they really hate their job?
It's everywhere, man. The DMV, Chick-fil-A, McDonald's.
Everywhere, right? So
Walmart. Yeah, we were at Walmart yesterday.
Oh,
so you can't ask employees for nothing.
Exactly. So imagine now government employees, which is 10 times worse than regular private entity employees, right?
Right.
So these county clerks, they're usually bored, right? They have, a boring job. It's usually dark, dingy, right? They're dealing with a lot of paperwork. They're dealing with a lot of jerks, right? Who see a YouTube video and the gurus out there tell them, hey, go to the county, right? And then tell them you want all the data that they could give you. Well, in reality, it's about they don't have to give you crap, right? Well, they are going to give you crap if you approach them that way. I usually lead with value, all right? I look at, you want to be attracted to, bees are attracted to honey, right? So instead of vinegar. So approaching with like a kind way with value, all right? Being observant, what they want and stuff, usually gets you in the door. The key here is to get into the door, okay? After that, now you can serenade your way. Okay. So providing value first before pulling value is the way to do this. Okay. And it's a science, but it is possible. Right. So what, with that being said, it's one of the best ways that you could get the data. Okay. Because you walk in, you're making friends. You want to make friends. That's what it comes down to. You want to make friends. They want to be able to see you. Now, the other key point behind this is, are you going to do this once a year, once a month, once a lifetime, once a blue moon, right? I can't tell you how many times I've seen people do this where I tell them, like, go to the county. This is what you need to say. This is what you need to. I even introduce them to the person that they need to see. And then I check in with them a couple of weeks later and I say, hey, did you go back to the county? And they're like, nah, since that last time, I haven't gone. So
the couch is too comfortable.
The key word here is consistency. Oh, it's too much work, but that's a free 99 way of getting data that other people typically are not going to do. All right. So because it's the convenience factor, convenience versus cost.
All right.
So that's one of the ways, man. You could continue with the what else you got?
No, it's just to piggyback on that one, because I've tried it in Baltimore. I don't know. Have you guys ever tried to get the data from the county, the pre-foreclosures, like to actually walk physically at the county?
Yeah, once.
How did that go?
It was a bit tedious. I'm gonna use the word tedious, but can be done nevertheless.
Right. So with everything, right? So which is good for me. Every newbie should go through that practice, because even in the once you start calling the sellers, what are you really doing? You're trying to build rapport. Is all like sales, right? It's the same thing when you go to the county. You're dealing with everyday people, like Yasser just said. They're making minimal wage. They hit their jobs, and so them talking to you. So when you go there and say, "Hey, I am a wholesaler and I'm looking to," do not do that, right? That's not really what you're trying to do. But I tried it in Baltimore. It was the same thing. You have to go in there. You have to talk to sometimes 4 or 5 people before you find the right person that is actually willing to help you and guide you through it. Like in Baltimore, for example, like. You have to pay, I think is 50 cents per page.
Yeah.
That you pay, you know what I mean? Something like that. And then there's another county, which is like Prince George County. You have to write a letter, right? Because it's by law, it's public data. You have the right to the data. Like probates, for example, in Prince George County, you have to write a letter, and the pre-foreclosure as well, and saying, hey, I want to basically enforce my right to get this data, and then they will start sending it to you, or you can go pick it up from there. But 2 things don't go together. I always say that is you cannot be broke and picky.
Yep.
Right. So when I was broke, I wasn't picky.
Hold up. Say that again, bro. Replay.
Okay, I'm gonna look at the camera while I'm saying this.
Please.
2 things you cannot have, you cannot afford, you cannot afford the luxury too, is be broke and be picky. Those 2 things don't go together. So if you broke, you have to be willing to do the legwork, because at that point, the only thing you have is sweat equity. So when you first get started, you go, hey, that's how I started. I don't have $1. Here's what I'm going to do. I've heard about this thing, driving for dollars and going to the county and picking up this motivated sellers list, which is the pre-foreclosures. Guess what I did? Just cost me gas to my car. Head to the county, and all I have to do is talk to people. That's way less expensive than, all these other fancy things you have to pay. But I couldn't afford the luxury of saying, oh, it's too hard. What do you mean? That's probably way better than the job you hate and trying to quit right now. So I'm super allergic to laziness. So that's the first thing. So get it done if you don't have the money.
Yeah.
So that's the best way. The second way would be the second cheapest way. The one way to not do it is cheap, but don't do it, is going through the third party aggregator applications like PropStream, Batch Leads, which we use them for like other type of sellers, high equity, all those things, but do not use them for pre-foreclosures. They absolutely suck, right?
Why?
Because the data is super late, by the time you get to the seller, that property is already sold at the auction, is not up to date. Remember, where do people file for divorce, pre-foreclosures and everything? They file it at the county. So the freshest data will always be from the county itself. That you will never beat that one. Certain counties, you need to look up your local county. Certain counties allow you to literally pull it from the online website.
Yeah.
But you may have to be good at organizing the data, because it comes with like a weird coded language. So you gotta be a geek.
It's like the Matrix.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But definitely not prop stream and batch leads. Like they're really not good. They're super late when it comes to pre-foreclosures, and the data is just trash. Sorry. So if you have to use a website, I would say let me think of a cheap one. I think
The
pre-foreclosure.com.
the trustees.
Ooh, talk about
That's
that
a
one.
good one.
Yeah, the
That is-
trustee website. The trustee that actually do the auction.
So trustee.com, or what is the website?
No, it depends on what the trustee name, because you have so many different trustee who carry out the auction. So those are the name, like Ruben and Luben. You go on their website and you see a list of everything that Ruben and Luben has to bring the foreclosure on. So just each time you go to a trustee, there's a website that the trustee has that they list every single pre-foreclosure that they have inside their portfolio.
So what is
Now,
the first step for a newbie, I guess?
to be clear, before we move forward, the trustee, for everyone that's watching, trustee is just the person or the attorney sometimes that's handling the foreclosure.
Right.
That's what
But the lawyer the lender hires to foreclose.
correct.
Right.
The lender's
So,
not going to do the foreclosure themselves.
Right.
The trustee will carry it out.
But before you get there, so let's say I'm new and I'm actually trying to get the data and I want to go through the trustee. What is my first step before finding out the trustee?
You can Google it. Google the list of trustee that brings out foreclosure in your county, and you will see them come up, and then just visit the website, and they have the most updated information, if you ask me, in terms of third party.
That's a good one because they're the one foreclosing. So
Absolutely.
they'll literally be able to tell
It
you.
makes sense. That's a good source right there. They're in the middle of the storm, you know.
That one is a dope one.
Thank you.
By the way, guys, like a simple Google search with your county name and pre-foreclosures will give you so much information. Like just a simple Google search, which most people don't. All of the free resources will typically pop up, right? But that's a good one. The other one would be, do the trustee charge anything, or that's free?
No, that's free.
That's
data.
free. Okay, so that's free data, guys. That's
I like
what do you call it, Yasser?
Free 99.
Free 99. Okay, so that's free. So number one, county. Number two, the trustee. Which do you have?
Believe it or not, the newspaper. The newspaper.
Oh, the newspaper. Yes.
Now,
absolutely.
to be fair, all right, this is where I'm going to refer back to episode 1 of this, when Mamadou was talking about the difference between red and what was it? Blue
state. Blue state.
So red and blue, you know, this is what he's talking about is the red states. You know, red states have to publish it in the newspaper or any publication to make it a public notice that the lender will be foreclosing on this property. Some counties require 2, some require 3, some even require 4 notifications or weekly, you know, updates of the lender foreclosing on the property. So that's actually a very good source, because now you have notification of, you know, this actually happening, this foreclosure. So
right.
Yeah, I like that one.
That's a good one. So guys, you got 2 free, absolutely free. Again, it's free, but you're gonna have to do the legwork. Like even the newspapers, I think you have to sign up to receive it, right?
Yeah, just you get
Or
notification.
you can just go by. Okay, another one would be, I think for me, auction.com would be a good one, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Auction.com, which is it a monthly subscription, that one?
It's free.
It's
That one is another-
Foreclosure.com.
Yasser, have you used that one, auction.com?
I use it all the time, and I usually actually use it. My team uses it to kind of remind us of the properties that are in our pipeline as a reminder, like, oh shoot, the auction is about to happen. You know, let's say if we're catching it in pre-foreclosure and now we have an auction date,
Right.
we get the notifications on auction.com in the email every single day. You can sign up for it, it's free. And it sends you the email of, okay, these are the auctions that are happening this
Right.
week.
Right.
You see what I mean? So we use it as a reminder, but it's a very good source to use as
The
well.
auction.com, we just set it up for the excess funds
Right.
so that we can see which properties has been foreclosed and they have the excess funds.
Right.
So you have auction.com, and then we have which other ones do you use? Do you have any website you suggest?
So I was actually teaching a captain a couple weeks ago in Atlanta. We were sitting in operations waiting for our flight, and I looked up Zillow. Actually, I looked up Zillow and I filtered out pre-foreclosure on there.
Right.
He asked me the question. I get this question all the time from everyone, pilots, non-pilots, and this one was pretty much, hey, how do I get this data from Zillow? And it happened to be in Atlanta, actually. Zillow, and it was pre-foreclosure. It was a filter on the top, and then I also put like the active dates. Like I went back like 30 days. There was stuff that changed within 30 days. That was a pre-foreclosure. I was like, here's your list. And then I showed them how to do a data aggregator, meaning like they could pull the data as a list,
right,
as an Excel sheet.
from Zillow, right?
So I hope if he's listening, bro, I'm holding you accountable. Okay, I'm gonna check up on you to see if you door knock these people or not.
Are those on market though or off market on Zillow?
They're off market. They're off market.
Off market?
Yeah, they're showing pre-foreclosure off market.
That one we haven't tried. That one.
Yeah, go ahead and try it, bro.
Okay.
Have fun.
So it's just the Zillow, the settings, you choose the So by the way, guys, when you don't make this mistake, when you go on Zillow and you see foreclosures, a property listed as a foreclosure, that's not what you want.
Yeah.
You want the pre on there. Pre-foreclosure is that pre makes all the difference.
Yeah.
When it says foreclosure, that means probably that property have been foreclosed on, went to the auction, nobody bid on it, it didn't sell, and now the lender hired a realtor to list the property as a bank-owned property, right? REOs. When you're reaching out to agents, do you call REOs?
No, I do not. Stay away from REOs.
So you know, while we're doing this, so REOs, if you guys don't know, we covered this in episode 2. REOs are real estate. They mean real estate owned. Essentially, the real estate in this part is the bank. The bank actually foreclosed on this property, and they actually own the property. So that's why now the seller is out of the property. They already evicted them with the sheriff, and now they're at a point right now where they need to liquidate the property or get their money back from the auction. And so that's why it's bank owned now. So they're trying to recoup their money. Stay away from REO. All right, that's actually how I started. That's how I started, and I was barking up the wrong tree. I could tell you that.
I know. Yeah, that one. Okay. I know preforeclosures.com is a good and cheap one, right? What, 49?
Yeah, 49 per month.
$49 per month, guys. That's really cheap. If you just stop buying Chipotle and Starbucks or whatever you drink every morning, what is that other one? Dunkin' Donuts, right? This is funny because when I first started, to be honest, I made this mistake. So I said I don't have the money, so I'm gonna only do driving for dollars, right? And then do the county listing for the pre-foreclosures. But then one day I was in my Lyft. I was like, dude, why are you lying to yourself? I was at Starbucks buying a coffee because like I'm a coffee addict and every day I need my coffee, right? I was like, dude, like just go through your bank account right now and see how much you've spent recently on Starbucks. And it was $3,000. $3,000 on Starbucks. I was like, hold on. And I'm saying I don't have, because at the time I needed to take PropStream. PropStream is what, 99.9?
Yeah.
So for all of you newbies don't know what PropStream is, it's basically a one-stop shop where you can pull high equity, low equity, absentee owners type of list. You can also comp properties. So I was like, I want to get that app, but I don't have the money. No, I'm not going to get it, right? So I was doing the free subscriptions for 6 days and then cut it at the 6-day mark.
I love that.
But then I was like, hold on, dude, like 3,000 on Starbucks. Stop lying to yourself. You have it. So it's either 1, you stop consuming Starbucks right now, or 2, you actually pay for the subscription. So what I decided to do instead is to buy the coffee machine at home.
There you
and
go.
no longer go to Starbucks and save that money. But yeah. So you got to make a choice, guys. Like there's no way. If you say you don't have the money, but every day you're buying food outside, you're lying to yourself. Like brutal honesty. So
yeah, I love when people say that. They're like, oh, I don't have the money. I'm like, find the money. I always say, find the money. The money's there. You just haven't seen it yet. You know? So that's what it comes
100%.
down to. It's not bad. $50 a month for,
it's not bad. Preforeclosure.com is a good one.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah. What is another one you think? Yes.
Let's see. I actually like the relationship aspect of foreclosures, meaning reaching out to, and this is again free 99. Sometimes it might cost you a coffee, but attorneys drink a lot of coffee. so reaching out to bankruptcy attorneys, reaching out to foreclosure attorneys. This takes a little bit time.
That's referrals, right?
That's referrals. The referral, nothing beats word of mouth, guys. All right, word of mouth. This business, real estate business, and all businesses are all based on relationships. Okay.
100%.
You want to be able to kind of like working with realtors. Once the realtor realizes that you're an investor that handles foreclosures, that's another one, by the way. So you want to be able to build that relationship and then obviously act on that relationship. So if they're sending you stuff, don't sleep on it.
Right.
You want to be able to pull the trigger and be the person that, you know, the boom squad, right? You want to be the boom squad that pulls the trigger and gets things done, you know. Hell or high water, it doesn't matter if it's 11 o'clock at night, we're gonna get this thing closed, right?
Because their reputation is on the line. If somebody sends a referral,
and it takes on average, I don't know if you experience this. I want to say on average, it takes like 3 to 5 deals per person to really build that trust between, you know, hey, can I give it to the boom squad and I know they're gonna get it done, or should I give it to them and then be worried? You know, checking with them,
100%.
and you know what I'm talking about. Like they give it to you, and they're like, "Hey, did you do anything with it?" I'm like, "Damn, you just give it to me like 3 minutes ago." You know, hold up, you know. So, and I think it's 3 to 5 is the magic number. 3 to 5 deals where they start not supervising you, not butting their nose into it. You know, but yeah, foreclosure attorneys, bankruptcy attorneys, probate attorneys.
Yeah, probate attorneys are bad.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
That's the big assignment fees, probates, you cannot go wrong.
Yeah.
Like it's just the 110 we were talking about, that's probate.
Yeah.
So probate, if you want the big checks, you want to go after probate for sure. Yep. The thing is, like Yasser said, you want to lead with value. So I was telling them this year what we're going to do is we're going to actually write down some pamphlets specifically for probate attorneys, where we're going to show them what kind of value we can add to their client that are, you know, going through probates. And honestly, we even plan on targeting the mortuary owners?
The mortuary owners? Yeah, the morgue? Yeah, the morgue owners.
Yeah, the morgue owners.
Oh, yeah.
The morgue owners, because they receive, like, they get firsthand information.
Right.
If you can get to them and ask them, hey, this is what we can help with. We can help them clean the house. We can help them do this, do that. So you're telling them what services you can provide. And the reality is most of these sellers want to sell. So they'll reach out to you for help. And then once you guys establish that relationship, they will ask you, hey, how can I get rid of this property? Because remember, most people that inherit properties or go through pre-foreclosures, guess what? They don't have the funds to keep it. That's the whole reason they let it go. They don't have the funds to keep up with the bills, because most people don't own their properties free and clear. When they pass away, they've done multiple refinances. Some of them are behind on bills. So we're about to do that as well, because referrals, guys, like, in order for you to scale, your referral business have to be on point as well. Like that's relationships with human beings is everything, right? Because word of mouth take you a long way, right? Plus probates is high assignment fees. So even if you get one every quarter, is always close to 6 figures.
That's why all we do is foreclosures and probates, because they're hand in hand. I mean, think about it. For those of you who are watching, you know, and Mamadou, sometimes we talk on a high level. We have to slow it down, right? Because me and you are so high level. The boom squad is such high level too. Where probate is really like if grandma died and then left the property to, you know, the son or the grandson.
Right.
Unfortunately, if grandma has a mortgage on the property, that mortgage doesn't get wiped out, right? It carries along with the property. So guess who gets the blessing and the curse at the same time? The blessing of a nice house, but also a curse of a mortgage that they can't afford because they already have their own mortgages in their own life to cover. This is why probates and foreclosures work hand in hand. It's like peanut butter and jelly. I tell my team this all the time, and they know this. So that's why, you know, with probates, it's such a lucrative business, but it's a slow business.
Right.
It takes time to get the leads. It takes time to build the momentum, right? So that's why, personally, as a new investor, all right, because we're still targeting new investors here. As a new investor getting into this, you need a quick win, all right? One of the quickest wins is foreclosure, believe it or not. All right? Probate takes a little bit longer, but it depends on what effort. You garbage in, garbage out.
Right.
Right. So if you're reaching out to morgues, which is, by the way, my wife thinks it's a great idea.
That's fantastic.
You know, she thinks so that's her right there. So shout out to the missus, this, you know, my other half of the better half of the power couple, you know. So but yeah, it's the morgue is really a good one, but it takes time. You got to put out the pamphlets, you got to talk to them, and you still got to lead with value, right? Regardless of who you're talking to, you still need to lead with value. How would the value for a morgue work? What do you think?
Well, is that to me is the same thing as attorneys, because what are you trying to provide to these people? It's services, your services, right?
Right.
So when you approach them, is hey, what can we do for your client? When they come here and they're in panic mode, somebody just died. They also have, because I'm sure they talk about everything else. Especially most families goes to the same morgue to buy. Unfortunately, we all gotta go through that door. So they hear the inside scoop, right? So I'm sure these people, they kind of like, hey, everything is going on here. There's the family, the this, the that, and the bring. I'm sure they will bring up if there is a property. Yeah. So he's telling these people, hey, this is what we can do for your client to at least relieve that stress when it comes to the property. This is a service we can provide. Now, we're not going there talking about, hey, we will buy it. That's not the conversation. Conversation is, if they have the property, we can help them clean it, get it ready for listing. We can help them. We have in-house agents, they can list it, but it's more on the service, cleaning, fixing, whatever, dumping trash, getting tenants out, whatever services that come, whatever headaches that come with a property, we provide those services. And obviously the goal is to establish a relationship and be as a plan B if they're looking to buy, if they're looking to sell. Mm-hmm. Now, somebody might sit there and go, well, I don't know how to fix a property, I don't want to clean and everything. Well, the goal is to send them to a referral.
Right.
So when they reach out to you, be resourceful and send them to a GC, find them, just connect them,
Yep. I love it.
Yeah.
And that's the value. A lot of people, I've been doing probates for a long time. I've been doing foreclosures for a long time. Can't tell you how many times people always like, I don't know why they're not trying to sell to me. I always say, hey, I want to sell your property. And it's like, I know grandma just died and you love her so much, but do you want to sell your property? And it's like,
right.
Hold your horses, my guy. Like, that's not, try to put yourself in the other person's shoes first. So I love this approach because that's literally how we do it. We like, hey, whatever you guys need, we got. And if I can handle it, I do it. Sometimes I do it myself. Sometimes I send someone else out, or sometimes I just refer it out to my extended network.
Right.
Contractor, locksmith. I'm not a locksmith. I don't know.
Exactly.
I could change locks, but I don't have time. So I'll just send business to someone else, supporting another business, and now they're probably gonna be a good lead source for me.
100%. Right?
Because they're, hey, by the way, I'm changing a lock on a divorce house. Do you want to take a look at it, bro? Say less. I'm there in 5 minutes. So if they're sending you leads, this extended network is the relationship. So it takes time to build this up, but you can start right now. If you're a new investor listening to this, you could start right now. You don't need to know everything. You need to know the right people. Yeah, that's what it comes down to.
Yeah, if you want to get started in pre-foreclosures in 2024, I think you have enough resources here. The free ones are free. The other ones, don't overthink it. They really don't overthink it, right? When you let's say, in terms of the way you're gonna reach out to people, right? Like for you, what made you choose? Because most people would probably go towards cold calling, maybe texting, because it's way easier. What made you pick door knocking?
Well, the simple fact that less people do door knocking is a plus. But outside of that, I mean, just being in front of these people and trying to find whatever situation there is and, try to get some type of solution to it. Just bring peace in so many different ways. As then these people become friends. Right. These people literally become friends. There's not one pre-foreclosure person who I have helped with a sell and we don't have a relationship. Yeah.
Right. 100%. Yep. You cannot beat the face-to-face contact.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And the huge advantage we have, like you said, less competition. Most people won't do it. So it's way less competition. There is no, the harder the work, the less competition you have.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the same thing with on the follow-ups. Most people want to every single day, cold call new people instead of following up. But yeah. Right. So in terms of reaching out, guys, don't overthink it. There is not trillion ways to reach out to sellers. You either text them, cold call them, you send direct mail, right? Now we can go, yes, sir. We can go to from the cheapest, from the free to the cheapest to the most expensive in terms of how you actually reach out to the sellers once you get the lists. But don't overthink it. Like you want to go with the one that will literally help you start taking action tomorrow, not after tomorrow, right? But trust me, one thing I'm gonna make clear right now: you cannot wing it. If you're gonna go after pre-foreclosures and probates, this is not a part-time gig. That I've seen that a lot. I don't know, Yasser. Have you talked to a lot of newbies trying to do this part-time? Does it work?
All the time.
Okay, because
it's crazy. It's
crazy. Either you go all in or you go all out. Like that's not gonna work out.
Yeah, you don't go. Listen, you don't go to a pool. You get ready to, you go on vacation. You book flights. You book your bags. You get your bags. You get your family ready. You go buy your Speedos. I don't wear Speedos, but if you wear Speedos, good for you, right? So you get your Speedos, and then you go to the beach, and then you dip your toe. It's like, come on, bro. Like, come on,
Boy.
So don't dip your toe. Just take the whole plunge in, and listen. If you start swimming for your life, someone is gonna save you. These people are here. You got the Boom Squad. You got my team. We're here to help you guys. We're here to save you guys and save your people, right? So it's not about what you know, it's who you know, right? How else are you going to learn the business if you don't do it, all right? It really comes down to that.
Right.
So let's talk about that, man. I got this question just recently as of like 4 hours ago. Hey, you got a sick CRM, bro. All right. So CRM, everybody that's new, right? Customer relation management software. All it is just a one software that allows you to follow up on your leads and your customers, or your leads in this case, right? Oh, bro, you got the sickest software ever, the sickest CRM ever. Oh, what do you pay for that? I'm like, you really want to know, bro? You really want to know? All right. I also have a big team too. So do you really want to know? So they're like, no, not really. Let me. So what do you think I should do to reach out to these sellers? All right. Let's go with the cheapest. Okay. Now, I don't personally recommend using your own personal cell phone. That's one. Right. I've been stung by that several times. I've had the same number, luckily, for 20 plus years. It's still my 718 number. Shout out to New York. But at the same time, it could come and bite you in the butt. Because remember the mindset of a foreclosure homeowner, right? They're mad, right? Yeah. They're pissed off at the world. Everyone's fault except for themselves, right? So they're in denial. This is not happening to me. We talked about the 5 stages, and I'm not going to get into it. But, one of those stages is anger. And that anger could lead to something catastrophic for you. Right? Meaning that if they have your personal number, they could find out where you live. They could find out a lot of things about you. Do you really want that? All right. So one of the best things to do is mask your number. All right. How do you mask your number? You hire a hacker from, no, I'm just kidding. Not don't hire a hacker.
Buy a burner phone.
Yeah. You get a burner phone, you use it for 3 calls, and you throw it out like the cartel. No, don't do that. No. The best way to do it, one of the cheapest ways that I've always recommended, and it worked for a lot of new investors, is Google Voice. All right, Google Voice is, they have a paid plan, and they have a free plan. Right. The paid plan has like features. You don't need that. I promise you that you don't need that paid plan. All right. You could sign up for a Google Voice number with your Gmail. All right. Once you have your Gmail, you go to Google Voice. Right, you sign up for an account, you get a number, and you have a forwarding number. The forwarding number is your personal number. Right. Okay. Right. So that's one of the best ways to do it. Use that number now to call people. All right. The paid plan, I think, has recording and stuff. I suggest maybe doing a recording, but if you could do a recording another way too. So that's one of the best.
Yeah, there's free apps. There's free extra apps for recording. If you want to record your calls, which is important for you to listen back to get better. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so that's one of the ones I recommend. What do you have anything else?
That's exactly what I used when I started, Google Voice, the free one. That's how I did the first 3 deals, all combined $115,000 without having to pay for. So you don't need a fancy. Don't make it fancy. Yeah. So Google Voice, perfect to start with.
Love it. Now, as far as managing your data, to call these people.
Managing data.
If you're using your Google Voice, you're going to need to keep track. One of the best free 99 softwares out there is Google Sheets. All right. Keep it all under the Google. It's like I work for Google or something, you know, and I'm like, they're sponsoring me or something. But Google Sheets is pretty much Excel. Right. It's Microsoft Excel without having to pay for it. Right. You could just put the property address, put the person's name and their phone number. Okay. Where do we find the phone numbers? Where do you find the phone numbers for free? Amadou?
Phone numbers for free?
Yeah. Where do you find the numbers?
For me, when I got the Google Voice, it already had a number. So.
Oh no, I'm talking about the numbers for the foreclosure people.
Oh, we have to plug my computer before I go. My computer is about to die.
Oh, okay. All right. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and take this over here. So with Google Voice, you obviously have your number. With the data though, when you get the data for wherever you're getting it for, hopefully for free 99, especially if you're a new investor, one of the best things you could do is use True People Search. All right. Now on truepeoplesearch.com, it's free. You don't have to pay for it. So if you see any ads on there, don't click on it. All right. True People Search, you could search up with multiple ways. You could search up with a reverse phone number. So you could plug the phone number. Obviously, you don't have the phone number. You could look up the person's name, which I don't suggest, because if you get, let's say, a Jose Rivera is the owner of the property, and you know how many Jose Riveras that we know in our phone book, right? So the chances of getting it mixed up with other Jose Riveras is high. So one of the best ways that I do it is I actually put the address in the True People Search address lookup. And what that does is it pulls up all the people that lived in that address. All right. What I'm doing now, I'm matching up the name of the person along with the address that was pulled up on True People Search. Under there, you're going to find several numbers. All right. What I do is typically you'll find like 2 to 10 numbers. Some of those numbers are voice over IP numbers, meaning they're internet numbers. Some of them are landlines. Some of them are cell phones. Next to them, one of them will be bolded. All right. That bolded number would be most likely what True People Search says is the main number that they know of. Okay. Take that number, put it into the Excel sheet or the Google sheet. All right. Next to that property address for under that line. Make 4 columns. You want 4 numbers. All right. Take the main number that's bolded out in True People Search. Take 3 other numbers that were most recent. Now you'll have dates on there as well. So that's one of the ways that you could start aggregating the numbers for these people. As you're going through the list, dialing, you're going to mark off the numbers that are bad. Okay. If they're bad, go back, start adding 4 more numbers. The key here is 4 numbers because you want to, one of those numbers is going to be the person. Okay. That's if you're dialing. All right. So that's the CRM. All right. CRM is pretty much all about data management. So you want to kind of keep that in mind when you're aggregating the data. Keep it in line, because if your data's disgusting, meaning it's like filing cabinet, right? That's messy. Most likely you're gonna miss an opportunity that could be worth $100,000.
Right, 100%.
So, yeah,
being organized is everything.
100%.
What other tool you have for free numbers?
Oh yeah, so another one for free numbers is actually Fast People Search as well. It's pretty good. So that's another one I will also throw out there. Also, with the number search, like Yasser said earlier, sometimes you have the this thing where you go through where the numbers don't actually come back, or sometimes the probate and the pre-foreclosures go hand in hand where the owner may be dead. So what we do is there's actually a relative column on True People Search as well. Go call the relatives, call their cousin, sister, mama, brother, until you get the owner.
I love it.
Damn, can we drop a bomb?
Damn, boom. Who's
yes, sir.
Someone put a boom, Steve.
That was a good one, because that's almost like stacking the list.
I guess
Double
you could
time.
say,
Right.
I guess you could say that Steve is blowing it away. All
Man,
right. I love it.
oh my gosh.
That's awesome, man. Are you guys getting value from this? I want to see some booms. I want to see
Oh
some
my
fire
God.
emojis. I want to see
Yeah,
some planes. Put plane emojis too.
this is to me, this is insane to me. Like in Europe, you walk out of county and get some data, man. Andrew,
It just won't work.
Man. America is beautiful, guys. I don't know if you're broke in 2024. I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know what to tell you.
This is
Right. It sounds like an album. It sounds like an
God.
album title. If you're broke in 2024, I don't know what to tell you.
Oh my! If you live in the US, there you go, Nia. You live in the US and you're broke and you can do something like this.
Now
It's
we're
crazy. Every data, like this is why it's so funny when you call sellers and they go, "How did you get my number? What? How did you get my information?" It's like, what? You still think you have privacy?
I pulled it from under my armpit. Like, come on, bro. Like,
No,
it's everything's
sometimes-
online, my guy.
You research even the girlfriend from 5 years ago. You can find your bro. Like you can research the wife from like, bro, man, this dude divorced from about like 2010.
Right.
Like, no, I have a number where I try to get in contact with him.
Bro,
yeah,
yeah.
you can do anything you want for it, bro. It's
I love
amazing.
it. I love it. And look,
Yeah.
I got to shout out my team, man. These guys, they might as well be renamed the FBI or CIA. They could track down not only the relatives, they could track down the dogs and then the dog's girlfriend's
Yeah,
mistress.
absolutely.
All right.
100%.
That's the
They
fun
track
part.
it all down, you know. So
Yeah.
the whole team does it, and it's shout out to my team,
Mhm.
the Coffee Tribe team. These guys are awesome to close their circle. So, all right, awesome. So what else? Besides Google Voice and a sheet, all right. What else do you
Honestly, if I would say to me, if you're just getting started because you're alone, you're solo, you're gonna make the calls, you're gonna do the follow-ups when you're first starting, you don't need anything more than this.
Yeah.
If you want to add anything more than this, you're just trying to like find
Yeah, right.
a mental masturbation type of activity to do, right? Because this is what we like. You need to get to work. That's all you need to do. The money is on the phones. So you sitting there figuring out CRMs, trying to set. Dude, I made honestly my first year I made $115,000 with I had a yellow book and a Google Voice. That's all I had. I swear to God, I didn't even know what Podio was.
bro?
But who cares, right?
My CRM. Welcome to my CRM, right?
Exactly. So
You know what I'm
really, in the beginning, plus when you're going after pre-foreclosures and probates, remember the data is very limited, right? Unless you live in the boonies, like Andrew would say, right? But if you're marketing now, mind you guys, also the beauty about this is you can do it virtually anywhere. You can sit down in Maryland and do a deal in Texas. You can sit down in Maryland and do a deal in Atlanta, right? So you're not married to any state, any county. So if your county, for example, is a very small market, obviously you want to be a market where there is a lot of activity.
Right.
You want clients for your products. So you want to make sure you're always targeting counties where there is a lot of cash buyers activity. What is cash buyers? People that fix and flip homes and buy cash. Doesn't matter whether they use hard money or not. So that's really easy, guys. You can go on YouTube right now and see how to hack your hottest zip codes. Steve, you want to tell them how to do that?
Yeah. So funny part about it, super easy. You can either do this via Zillow. There's a free thing called List Source. You can actually go to List Source to actually hack the zip codes. Pretty easy. Once you go to List Source, this is quick Google search. Just say, how can I find the hottest zip codes through List Source? It'll come right up on YouTube. Like, it's not even, don't overly complicate it.
Yeah,
Seriously.
there's so much, right? So once you do that, guys, the Google Voice number, easy, free. Don't even pay for the extra, like you don't need it, right? Free. That's number one. Number two, we talked about the Google Excel, the Google Sheets, right?
Yeah.
For me, Podio is also free. If you really want to go a mile from that, Podio is absolutely free. Plus, Podio integrates with most systems, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can integrate it. What I like about Podio is that you can organize your data and then put it on the calendar in terms of your follow-up. So you talk to Mr. John today, you can put Mr. John on the follow-up tomorrow, and then you can put it on calendar. So I would say in the beginning, the simpler you can keep it because you're alone, the better it is, right? So be very systematic. The less steps you have to take for you to start dialing, the better. So to me, Google Voice number, yellow book, plus that, like that's all you need, to be honest, and start dialing the phones. Maybe a script. Maybe in the beginning you do want a sample script, to help you out, because if you're so new, you don't know what to say.
Right.
But outside of that, you really don't need much.
I love it. Yeah, Podio is a good one. I actually started using Podio years ago.
Yeah.
Then obviously we switched over to a more elaborate, automated CRM. But that's because I have a team, so
Right.
that's required, plus we have goals, our goals are big and they scare people sometimes. So, it's I announced our 2024 goals to, the wife and partners and all that. And they're like, holy crap, you're taking over the world. I'm like, you have no idea. I'm just getting started, baby. So you gotta, you just gotta, don't overthink it. All right. One of the best pieces of advice I could give anyone, don't overthink it. Okay. These people, they need your help. They may not know it. Right. They may not know it. They're going to deny it. Okay. Stick with it. Continue following up. One time very soon, next to the auction date, very close to the auction date, they're going to start reaching out. But you want to be in a position already where you're already in position to talk to them. They already know who you are. Even if they told you to go kick rocks, don't take it personal. Okay.
Right.
So with that being said, I could offer one more, if that works for you guys.
What
we use open phone.
Yeah, go ahead. We can end with that one.
Yeah. So open phone is a good one. It's good for business systems, to have it, just dial from it to mask your number as well. Open phone is good. It integrates with a lot of stuff as well. And it's pretty cheap. It's like a couple bucks a month, like $10 a month for a single line. So, and it's on your phone. So it's another app. All right.
Do not use it to give your number to the girls on Tinder. We're talking about real estate here.
We're watching you. The Boom Squad and the Captain Squad are watching you. Okay.
These are all tips for real estate only. Okay.
I love it. All right. Well, with that being said, thank you guys. I hope everyone got some value from this. Next week, we're going to be talking about, guys, we have a lot of topics to talk about.
Yeah.
So much more. We're planning on doing even live seller calls, right? Live realtor calls too, because those are the coolest ones. Everybody loves those, and I love talking to people. So let's get it done. You got any final words, guys? Boom Squad.
Yeah, guys, listen. If you're new and you're serious about it, you're more than happy to join our Money Daily role plays, where you're gonna learn how to talk to the sellers. We'll be more than happy to give you scripts. So anybody who will reach out to me, just DM me or PM me on Facebook, and I'll send you our Facebook group link, and you can join, and we post it there every single day, and you can join us on the role play so you can learn how to talk to the sellers.
I love it. And with that being said, Mamadou is at Real Estate Diallo. That's his Instagram, right? These guys, they're phenomenal. This Boom Squad, man, I'm watching you guys. If I was to, I'm not a betting man, but if I was to bet on a team, this is it right here. Right. So
100%. Let's go.
I love it. I love what I'm seeing, guys. You guys obviously can reach me. I am the property captain. An announcement. I made our private group public. All right. So my private group is called Coffee with the Captain. Sundays, 1 p.m. Eastern. It's a Zoom call. You could jump in, ask questions. It's an open Q&A. You could talk about real estate. We could talk about business. We won't talk about ex-wives and ex-girlfriends. So
I know there's no therapy session for sure.
No therapy session.
There's a lot of people need therapy, bro.
Oh my God!
I started a workshop and I had a bunch of dudes come in and they needed therapy. I'm like, what is this question?
I think they got into the wrong door. It was the door next door, right? I love it. Well, with that, I appreciate you guys. If you guys want more information about Coffee with the Captain and that call on Sunday that's open to the public, shoot me a DM. I am the property captain. I'm looking forward to seeing everyone.
What's the time for that?
It's 1 p.m. Sundays.
Oh, Sundays 1 p.m.
Sundays 1 p.m.
I'll still drink coffee at 1 p.m. I'll pull up.
Well, I drink coffee throughout the whole day, bro.
Look at us. I'm at it. I'm trying to get these fools here to try it. They don't want to.
What? Oh my God, man. Then my job is to get them to drink coffee. That's what it is.
But it's for closers though, so we'll see.
Yeah.
So if you guys don't drink it, then you're not closers.
Oh, he see how he tried to throw that back on us? That's wild.
Oh, you guys didn't hear the latest word? Coffee is for closers.
Oh, bro.
Oh,
come on, bro. If you ain't gonna drink a coffee, you ain't closing deals, bro.
Yeah.
Come on.
Drinking
You
a ton of coffee, then.
That's
All right,
word on Grant.
Let's go. I'm gonna get you some of that good Colombian coffee. That's
I know, right?
that's the way to do it. All right, cool, guys. Well, with that being said, appreciate you guys. Tune in next Thursday. We changed the time a little bit to 6:30.
Yep.
You know, because of our businesses and stuff. So 6:30 Thursdays live. Come in with questions. Next week we're gonna be talking about a phenomenal topic. You don't want to miss this. I promise you. All right, it's a hot topic that's been going around lately, and we want to be able to cover it with you guys. So
100%.
appreciate you guys. Adios.
Guys, stay bold and be
Boom.
bold. Boom, boom,
Boom.
boom. Man, you taking me to Nigeria with that sound, bro.